What is up, everyone? I am out here at Horse Creek camping this time. The last time I came here, I came to this spot to check it out to see if it was good to camp. I'm not very far in. I went a little bit farther up last time. I don't know if you watched that video. If you didn't, I didn't go too far up this trail before it became too much for the old Suzuki. But I am out here with Scotty. She's not a fan of the rain. Hopefully it lets up a little bit. Maybe she'll come back outside. She was, as I was setting this tarp up, she was just basically huddled underneath me trying to get out of the rain. So I was trying to get everything out and organized to where she could have a place to get up there and sit for a little bit. But I'm just under the tarp. I think we're gonna modify our plans a little bit. You know, I brought the fire pit. Probably I'm not gonna start a fire. I didn't bring any wood with me, and everything around here is soaking wet. But I figured I would start off the video. I think that I'm probably just gonna see her for a little bit and just relax. It's like kind of muggy out, even though it's rain. The rain cooled it off. I am in the mountains. Usually it's cooler up here, but it is a little humid at the moment. So I'm just gonna sit here, relax, let Scotty chill out for a little bit, and then come back with you guys. Probably gonna set the TV up. Maybe, I don't know if I'm gonna start watching a movie maybe, or maybe play a little Nintendo or something. But yeah, I will check back with you guys in a little bit. So I'm gonna play this game called Rambo. Some of you might have heard of it, depending on how old you are, but it's also a movie. I know that Nintendo did this thing where every action movie that came out, they made a Nintendo game for. So I think I'm gonna play a little bit of this game because I've never played it before, and then see how it is. And I think after that, I'm going to watch the movie Rambo and see how they compare. So also, last time I was here, there was a log, which is still here. I checked the radar, and it looks like it's gonna be raining off and on, but if I do find a gap, I am going to cut at least some of that up because it's kind of sticking out in the road a little bit, and it's in the way for people that want to back in here. Some of them limbs, as you saw, are sticking out, like right here, this one, and these here. So at the very least, I'm going to cut probably at least 8 feet off of the other end of that and cut all those branches down, those limbs. I don't want to do it out in the rain. Looks like it's going to be raining kind of steady here for a little while. But like I said, if I get a break, I'll probably do that. If not, I'll do it in the morning before I leave, because it looks like someone's hit that thing on the end. And it makes it kind of tight to get in here. So I'll probably cut it all up and just move it. Maybe like back there in that little, like right up here. Just cut it all up and just pile it up right back there out of the way. But yeah, I'm just gonna try this game out. Probably not gonna be very good at it. And after that, I might make something to eat and then watch the movie Rambo. So I'll check back in with you guys later. So, title of the Nintendo game Rambo. Honestly, not good. It's got kind of a weird layout. There's like tiles on the floor. It's a platformer, so you're running over these tiles. You have to press up to go north or south, and then you can go left or right. So it's kind of like a maze. You just do like these little missions, and there's things flying at you. So it almost looks like Mario Brothers tiles, like Zelda 2 type feel, but with someone that looks like Mac running around from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, which you know, I guess Sylvester Stallone does look kind of like Mac from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out himself, but I did like 3 or 4 continues. I got to the part where, and I don't know if anyone that's watching this will be familiar with this game, I didn't get very far, and I was like in a cave looking for a boy. The guy had given me the lantern and there was like snakes popping out of the ground that I couldn't kill, so it was like impossible for me to sit there and try and go through them. I wasn't trying to like beat it or anything, and I'm not the best at video games. I just wanted to check it out real quick because I thought it was kind of neat that, you know, back in the 80s and 90s they would basically just market anywhere they could for these movies that came out, and Nintendo was a place that they marketed, so interesting to play it. Now I'm just gonna sit back and watch this movie. I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. There's no scenes around here, like kind of reminds me at the beach or something. Sort of coming out just in a little bit. So. Buggins, insect repellent. It smells like mint.
What do you hunt with a knife?
I did buy a fly rod, so I'm thinking tomorrow I'm going to at least try it out downstream a little farther where it's a little bigger. I might make that into a separate video, so if you don't see much of it in this video, wait for another one. I'll probably have a separate video just for that. Alright, I just got done with the movie, and got a break in the rain here, so I'm going to go ahead and start chopping this tree up and see if I can get most of it cut up and then piled up right there. Going to be it for right now anyway. That wood is incredibly hard on the inside, so I hit the rocks with my chain and it felt like it got dull like right away. Either it got dulled or this wood is just really hard for the small chainsaw once I cut the dead tip off. So I'm going to leave it as is. I might cut this nub off right here and see if I can roll it a little bit more. This one right here. Let's see if I can cut that off real quick and then keep rolling it over. So that should give everyone a little bit more room here. I may try to cut a little more off of this, but as soon as I started getting back towards, you know, away from that tip like 4 feet, it just got incredibly hard to cut. Even these branches sticking off here are incredibly hard, so I might pull out my reciprocating saw and see if I can cut them off with that, see if that's any better. So I usually bring this reciprocating saw with me. It's got a pruning blade on it here. Just a cheap Harbor Freight pruning blade. I haven't tried this yet, but we'll see if this cuts this any better than the chainsaw. Just curious. So not really. It took about as much effort to get through it with this, so I wouldn't say the chainsaw blade is dull, or the chain. It might be. I might have dulled it a little bit hitting those rocks, but that is some hard pine wood. So I might try again tomorrow, see if I can get through another section, but maybe it'll just be as I cut it and the wood gets softer over, I don't know, months or years perhaps. I'll come out here and keep trying to cut more and more off of it, unless someone else comes out here and with a better strategy to cut this pine tree up. Scotty. Is that where that goes? All right, now that everything's put away, I'm gonna go ahead and make something to eat. So I finally get a chance to use this out in the wild. I did use it after I made it. And here, this exact spot is actually where I came up with the idea to do this. So it's pretty neat that I get to use it in the place I first thought of it first. What I'm going to be eating is some pork chops and some pinto beans. I brought yellow rice, but I don't have any way to actually cook them. I was wondering if I could probably cut one of my soda cans and maybe cook it in that. If I am still hungry after I get done eating these beans and pork chops, oh, and vegetables too, I might give it a whirl just to see if I could do it. I might be able to cut the top off of this and then cook it in here, so I could boil the water, put it in here, and then maybe, no, that probably would not work. I'd probably have to set it maybe in the pan to keep it simmering for some time, but I'm not too concerned with that right now. Alright, we got the pan heated up. Like I said, I'm going to crouch over here. If I had a pole, I might order another set of these poles and make one large one and just poke a hole right in the middle of this thing. It's pretty cheap Harbor Freight tarp, so I don't really care that much about it. A couple things. One, My last camping trip, my dad found this light in the next campsite over that was empty. It was just left on the lantern pole. It's like an Ozark Trail LED light. It's got 3 settings, so that's what I'm going to be using. And we have Scotty here, she was running around before we left, so she's been just kind of taking it easy. That feels warm enough. Warm enough to get these vegetables cooking. So I lucked out. I got this frying pan at the flea market. The guy sold me 2 of them for 15 bucks. The other one was a square, maybe a 9-inch square grill pan. I don't use that very much at all. But this was a steal because this thing is well seasoned, smooth as glass. The only thing is it's kind of bowled out in the middle there, which for camping or a gas stove it's actually perfect, but it doesn't really work well on our flat top stove. So it will like rock around in there. This dog is just literally playing in the creek. Like she's just in there looking around and doing stuff. Just checking this leaf out right now. I don't know what she thinks that is. So we'll let these vegetables cook in there for a couple of minutes. So I've seen Rambo First Blood a handful of times. I was kind of familiar with it. But I'd never played that NES video game. And I could tell kind of right away from my memory of the movie, before I watched it just now, that that game was not based on the first movie. So I did look it up. It's actually based on the second Rambo, because it was taking place in Vietnam, not the Pacific Northwest. And there was some, Troutman was in it, but there was some other lady in it, and some other guy that I had not seen before. So probably will go watch the second Rambo. I feel like that's probably not very well known. Not as well known as the Rambo First Blood, the very first one. But I mean, the game's kind of trash, not gonna lie. You could tell it was somebody, it was kind of a rush job. Maybe they gave the game developers the script and they didn't even see the movie or something. They're like, here's, make a movie out of this. Hopefully it will launch the same time as the movie hits theaters. I don't know. I'd probably look and see like what the release date was for both of them. I'm sure it's close because I mean, they got it out. It works. There was no bugs. There was didn't get any patches or updates afterwards, so that's something. But yeah, other than that, I mean, pretty cool to see that first movie again. It's been a little while since I've seen that one. And the goal was to mix this rice right here in with the vegetables, but we'll just mix the vegetables in with the beans and call it good. where I'll dump them in when these pork chops are done. Pull them out, put the beans on real quick just to warm them up. So we'll have pork chop, vegetables, and pinto beans. Also, that's like very rare that I get to sit and watch a movie all the way through, unless I know I'm going to be alone in my house for 2 hours. But I kept wanting to do something like in the middle of the movie. I'm like, is there like something I should be doing right now, or why haven't I been interrupted, or why don't I have to get up and get something out of a cupboard someone can't reach? But it's pretty nice. I think I'll try to do this at least once a month. I have some planned too. Like, I know that I'd like to come out and maybe do RoboCop. Like, I'll play that one. I feel like I probably have played that one before. I just don't remember it. And I watched the first RoboCop, and then Predator is another one. Predator and RoboCop, those movies I know pretty well. The games I've never played, so it'll be interesting to see what those games look like. I have a feeling they're going to be exactly like Rambo. They're going to be Rambo games. They're all probably the same with a different skin on it. Different level. Different look to the levels, I guess. So we'll see. Maybe they'll be slightly different. I couldn't... I mean, the Rambo games seem more like a dungeon game. Like, if that was all dungeon backgrounds and you were, like, going up and down and over and left and right to get to the next screen, that makes sense. It didn't really make a whole lot of sense in the context of a jungle in Vietnam. I mean, if you didn't know that, it took me a couple of minutes to figure out how to go between levels. Like, if you get to the end of one, you'll just start back at the beginning. So you go all the way to the right, it will spit you back out to the left, and then somewhere in the middle there's a tile on the floor you have to press up on to go into another level. So, not the most intuitive, unless there's other games like that from before, either on Nintendo or maybe like a previous system that people would have been familiar with. I've never seen that before, so definitely a little confusing. Jaws is another one, but I have played Jaws, the video game, quite a few times. I remember that. That one is actually not that bad, so watching the movie and playing that one ought to be fun. The other two I mentioned, like I said, familiar with the movies, not so much the video games. I was thinking too, it'd be one video game that they never made a movie out of and never got like a sequel or much mention is The Adventures of Bayou Billy. I feel like they should make a movie about that, or make a remake like in a modern platform, like a PS5 game about The Adventures of Bayou Billy. If you don't know about The Adventures of Bayou Billy, you're not a gamer. Plain and simple. I actually like watching Rambo. Was funny because I'm pretty sure my dad had one of those knives that he was carrying around. I think if you were over 18 in the late 80s and early 90s, and you didn't have a giant Bowie knife like a Rambo knife that you could strap to your thigh, I don't even know, what were you doing? Where were you? Pretty sure everyone had one of those. Let's see if I can warm these beans up without burning them. Scotty seems pretty interested in what I'm doing over here, or at least she did. I also feel a little nervous cooking where I'm about to sleep, especially out here on these trails. I'm sure the smell is just wafting through the woods. The only thing out here really that I'd be like concerned with, obviously, is a bear. Other than that, I don't know if a raccoon would like open my door and get in. I'll be locking them just in case. So probably won't need the rice. This looks like it's quite a bit. Like I said, if I get bored, I may try it. Probably not though. I have a small pot that I could make rice in, but obviously I did not bring it. I wouldn't even say I forgot it because I wasn't thinking of bringing it. I just never brought it. Just didn't think that whole cooking rice thing all the way through, I guess. But I think I actually brought everything that I meant to today. So my plan was, if I did, I'm going to make a list of everything that I have now. I'll add my small cooking pot to the list. But it's hard to know because, well, I might bring the pot next time and then I might not bring any rice, so I won't need it. But I think for the most part, I have everything today. So, now I'm gonna go ahead and eat this pork chop and pinto bean and vegetable dinner. It's nice and hot. Pork chops look pretty good. So, I'm gonna dig into this and I will be back in a little bit. Alright, me and Scotty are in the Suzuki. I think that's about a wrap for the day. I think I'm going to turn this light off and go ahead and go to sleep, and then I'll see you guys in just a second when it is morning. Alright, I got everything kind of packed up and ready to go. I think the camping portion of this video is just about over. My coffee is steeping, my eggs are just about done, the grits are in the bowl, so I'm about to dump these eggs onto these grits and eat that. I think my coffee will be ready to drink here in about 2 or 3 minutes. So I'm gonna sit back and just enjoy my breakfast, finish packing up, and then I think I'm about ready to leave this camp spot. So I will see you when all that's done. Alright, so I got the Suzuki running now. Probably take a little while to get some of that condensation off at least the windshield so I can actually drive out of here. Everything's pretty much packed up, but I just wanted to show you around the immediate campsite. So that's the trail, and then this is a little clearing next to the creek. So looks like someone has been here before. I don't remember this being here last time, so someone did that. Nobody's burned anything. It looks like that's the same pile of sticks the last time I came here a couple of months ago. Maybe I can get out here and camp one day when it's not raining or soaking wet. This guy's gonna get a drink. And then I was about to walk up this trail last night, but there was someone down this way to the left up there. There's another clearing, so I'm gonna walk up here and just see if they're still here. So I'll just not go up there. Here's an access point to a little hole that probably has trout in it sometimes. But there was someone up here last night. I don't know when they left. Maybe they left this morning. There was a vehicle right here with a small, like, micro camper on the back of it. They're right here. So that's was farther in the trail, farther up the trail. This way is back out. This is the first water crossing of the trail. The only one you'd have to go to get to the camping spot. I'll film the way out. It's not very long. I mean, even if you wanted to, if you didn't have a vehicle that could get across this, you could still camp here. You could come to the parking lot and just walk in. But depending on what you wanted to do. Come on, come. So that's about it, I think, for this video. I'll give you one last clip of me driving out of here. And with that, I guess I will see you guys in the next one.